All the instruments, Captain, they are dysfunctional.
Dysfunctional instruments? Oh my God. We're doomed to drift helplessly in space without any hope of rescue.
Well, if you find yourself in need of new or used instruments, musical accessories, lessons, or kazoos, then visit the brightly lit, secure, and garishly decorated Alpha Beta Shopping Center on De La Vina Street, where two can live as cheaply as one. Jensen Guitar and Music.
If only we been able to stop this thing from spreading, we have a chance.
We've got to isolate them. Close all the airlocks on deck B.
But Captain, you cannot do that. All the women are on deck B.
Not all the women, Sven.
Jensen Guitar and Music. Sorry, no insurance claim.
We have found something with a large knob on it. Should we remove it?
No! It is just what the Red Skull prophesied we would find. Take your shovel and strike it. Hard.
She is surely mad. But she pays us well.
Good evening. As you remember the last time, trucker Fireball Joe Wilson, in a desperate attempt to win the hand of Miss Lulu May Tucker, hijacked a semi full of luncheon meat and took off for Tijuana. The whirlybirds, following a tip-off from an ex-con, traced the contraband comestibles to a small Mexican fishing village below a volcano dormant for many years. But when they parked their chopper and proceeded to investigate, they found only a few dozen natives and a village chief with a newly acquired taste for olive loaf. Meanwhile, back in Hooperville, Floyd the barber wheeled Uncle Norm out to the trunk and headed for the big city so that Norm might see a beach dancer before he died. Will the whirlybirds ever recover the missing lunch meat? Will Lulu May ever give the nod to Fireball Joe? Will Norm be able to get his heart started in time for the show? And what will the chief do with 400,000 pounds of olive loaf? These questions.
Many more will be answered as the fabulous Deluxe Brothers presents Singing Duck Playhouse.
Music. An entire history of jerk music on 9 incredible LP records. Now, from Deluxe House comes this amazing offer. Who can ever forget the theme from My Favorite Martian? How many people fell in love to the immortal typewriter song by Leroy Anderson? Yes, you'll get both these songs and many, many more. Where were you when you first heard the William Tell Overture by Davy Allen and the Arrows? The politely percussive song hit that set the nation's toes a-tapping as those caissons go rolling along by the Howdy Doody one-man band.
Oh, and kids, here's another surprise. While I'm playing all the other instruments, I'm also going to play the bicycle horn with my elbows.
They're all here, all full-length versions, all recreated by the big band of Miff Mole and his Molars. That's right, these are not originals. Each and every song on these amazing albums has a completely new set of clicks, scratches, and surface noise added to simulate the originals. If you tried to acquire these records individually, you would have to go to every dentist's office, supermarket, and swap meet in town. Many of these records are collector's items going for 50 cents or more. Now they can be yours. Yes, you'll hear all your favorites. Holiday for String. Holiday for Trombone. Holiday for Percussion. And the all-time favorite, the 101 Strings playing the hit version of Happy Birthday to You. It's all yours, all in simulated synchro phase monophonic high fidelity sound, all for just $25.95 or $35.95 for 8-track tapes. The reasons are obvious why this offer is not available in stores. Send your order in right away and you'll receive at absolutely no charge this incredible bonus. Now Finsterwald shows you how to take strokes off your golf game.
A long straight shot right down the middle of the fairway. You know, that's what this game of golf is all about, whether you're a pro or strictly a Sunday golfer.
Plus, if you call now, you'll also receive this second amazing LP. Yes, it's Tchaikovsky, like you've never heard him before. All the symphonies, all the concertos, every piece of music he ever wrote, all set to a crazy swing and rock and roll beat by Squirm Herman and the Corvettes. All on one unbelievable LP record. Remember the overture from the ballet Romeo and Juliet? Send now for these 11 outstanding LPs. This offer will not be repeated in this state. If you want the 9 Chuck music records plus the 2 bonus LPs, just send $25.95 to...
Just send cash, check, or money order to Music, Box 18, Open Trench, California.
Hello, you're on the air.
Hello?
Hello?
I'd like to talk about U.S. immigration policy.
Fine.
You Floyd Thursby?
Yes, that's right.
Floyd Thursby, well, listen, Floyd, I'm all in a stew over it's our goddamn Pollyanna immigration policy, Floyd. And, well, to tell you the truth, Floyd, it's one group in particular that's got me all right up, got me twisted up tighter than a corkscrew.
Who is it that's bothering you in particular?
Well, I'll come right out and say it, Floyd,
Okay.
It's them Bosnians.
The who?
Those goddamn Bosnians, Floyd. You know there's more Bosnians in Twinsburg, Ohio than in Bosnovia. You know that, Floyd?
No, I didn't know that.
More on the way? Yes, sir, just as fast as they can load them off the cattle boat. Yes, sir.
Oh,
Floyd, I'll let you in on a little secret.
Yeah, oh, please do.
A lot of them wear disguises.
They wear what?
That's right, disguises.
What kind of disguises?
Well, you could be sitting right next to one of them right now, and you'd never even know it. That's how good their disguises are. That's right.
I see.
Excepting for one thing, Floyd.
What is that?
There's one thing that gives them away.
Oh, yeah? What is it?
They always wear their shoes on the wrong feet.
They do
right.
what?
Some weird religious custom. Don't ask me to explain it. But listen, Floyd, you and all the people out there in Radio Land, you do me a favor?
Sure, anything.
You see somebody wearing their shoes on the wrong feet, you give me a call up at Hank Chevron.
Sure.
I appreciate it.
Right. Nice.
Thank you for talking to me, Floyd.
Nice talking to you.
Bye-bye.
Now, for another great moment in comedy, a program designed to commemorate the greatest moments in the history of humor. The date, February 31st, 439 A.D. The place, a clearing outside the city of Milan, Italy. The time, 7:45 p.m. The occasion, the meeting of Attila the Hun and Angelo de Camera, a traitor who'd arranged to throw open the gates of the besieged city to the invading hordes. As the Quisling approaches his mentor to arrange final payment for his treachery, a bizarre scenario unfolds. As the two meet as if for the first time, the world seems to hang on their every words. The earth stands still. Then they exchange greetings.
Hi, Angelo.
Hey, you hung?
Hey, listen, I got one for you. Listen, why aren't there any helicopters in Italy?
I don't know, Mo. Why is there no helicopters in Italia?
Because they all go whop, 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 whop.
That's real funny. Hey, how about my money, huh?
Oh, listen, hey, we got all these people in front of us here. I guess we better show a little solidarity here. Let me shake hands with you right here.
Sure thing. Che te pigli una ceretta, ma ti voglia, mole,
February 30th, 439 PC, the invention of the joy buzzer. Another great moment in comedy.
Peggy Cass. In these troubled times in which we live, it's refreshing to see four young guys working together to make fun of others. But not everyone can be witty and amusing. No, not everyone is that lucky.
Come here, dear.
This is Mark. Most ordinary dogs in America eat better than him, but he's learning. He's the National Mentally Handicapped Avant-Garde Comedian's poster boy. Mark can't be witty like the other boys. He talks funny. Don't you, dear? Mark is only one of some 200,000 mentally handicapped avant-garde comedians in this country. They need your help. Won't you give it to them?
Send your tax-deductible contribution to Checks for Chumps, P.O. Box 1775, Snooky, Illinois. King Kong Bone.
That's right.
I thought you said King Kong Bone.
Oh, that's very good, Mark. Oh.
Hello, I'm Sergeant Squint Jackson of the Hooperville Police Department. I'd like to talk to you today about an epidemic of large proportions that is sweeping our country at this very moment. And it might be taking your own life in the process, too. Now, I'm talking about, of course, about practical joking. There is nothing funny about a man who puts cleaning fluid in someone else's martini or other drink. Or how about a guy who insists on setting himself on fire every chance he or she gets? He's an annoyance wherever he goes, and her too. And finally, what about a fellow who feeds bottle caps to your $250 pedigree chinchilla? Nope, nothing funny there either. Let's look at a typical party situation where a practical joker might strike.
Hello, Mo. Hello, Joe. Here, shake hands with me. Sure thing.
Another victim of a supposed harmless jolt of 20,000 volts of electricity. Now, here's another situation.
Hello, Ned. Hello, Fred. Look into this flower here. Okay.
Yes, a squirting flower filled with battery acid. Funny? I don't think so. And finally...
Hello, Si.
Oh, hi. Here's a book for you.
Oh, gee, thanks. That's great. I'll just open this thing up here.
Yes, the famous exploding dog mess trick. Only you out there can stop the scourge on our nation. If you are now, or know anyone who is, a practical joker, turn them in today. He isn't hurting anyone but yourself, or me either. Thank you.
Good evening. This is Terry Fardresher here with my associate, as always, the provocative Milton Roundhouse III, and this is the Paranoid News Special Report. Election night coverage. Well, Milt, it seems the last log has been rolled, the last fat has been fried, and the last boon has been doggled. And we'll soon see who it is who's been selected by the voters to represent this state on Capitol Hill.
Well, as usual, Terry, you've gone right to the heart of the matter. That's so true, and we'll soon see who the voters choose, whether it's incumbent Congressman Wilbur H. Grafton, certainly a controversial figure here over the past few weeks.
Yes, he is.
As he attempted to cheat, lie about, and generally drag his political opponent through the muck and mire of corruption, a muck and mire that Congressman Grafton knows so very well after 6 terms in Washington, D.C., in which he has increased his net worth some 31 times.
I believe that's 131 times.
Oh, yes, so it is. So, on the other hand, the voters could choose Mr. Grafton's opponent, a man who describes himself on the ballot as a, quote, financial consultant and religious mystic, Mr. Q. Finley Jayhawker, who has run a very low-profile campaign, saying basically that unless the United States returns to the free coinage of silver, quote, the elders of Zion will rain fire on the land until the 7th son of the 7th son, so-and-so and so, etc., etc. He also feels that the United States should expand its investment portfolio by investing in non-negotiable Chinese railway bonds as a hedge against inflation.
So the issues have been pretty clear-cut. Jayhawker for the free coinage of silver and Grafton for enriching himself at the expenses of the public. Some early results are in, with 2 precincts reporting. Jayhawker has, 87 votes, Grafton 13. However, our Paranoid News Election Night special computer, on the basis of specially selected factors, including key precincts, weather conditions, and voter testiness, have declared Wilbur Grafton as the victor. Now, Wilbur Grafton will be returned to Congress next January. We'll have more election night coverage after this message. Senator Wilbur H. Grafton.
The last days of a campaign are always fraught with charges and countercharges. At this time, I'd like to answer some of the charges my opponent has made. Sure, I've taken money from large conglomerates, private investors, special interest groups, and lobbyists of all descriptions. Sure, I've championed the cause of private industry, no matter what it does and to whom. Sure, I've dedicated myself to serving the 1% wealthy portion of the population at the expense of the other 99%. But this doesn't mean that I'm not a sincere person, and I feel that's important. I refuse to stoop to the degrading smear tactics engaged in by my opponent. I refuse to point out that he is selling United States government secrets to large communist frogs that he has been breeding in his swimming pool for what can only be described as immoral purposes. I very simply ask you to vote for me, Congressman Wilbur H. Grafton, on November 5th. I tell it like it is.
Paid for by faceless conglomerates for Wilbur Grafton. We're back here now with the Paranoid News special election night coverage. Just to recap the campaign briefly, the first real sign of controversy occurred back in November of last year when Congressman Grafton was questioned by reporters as to his opinion on the non-voluntary sterilization of prisoners at the state correction facilities.
I'm in favor of it, definitely. Look, if these clowns wanted kids, I should have thought of that before they hot wiring that 57 Chevy, you know. There's too many of them anyway, at least in my district.
This stand proved to be rather controversial indeed, and by the time Grafton made his first campaign swing last May...
Well, that's not exactly what I said. I think you're definitely taking that out of context. I said I'm sort of definitely, but not exactly in favor of something somewhat like that in a slightly different form, and under certain circumstances, none of which I'm aware of, and when properly medically supervised.
And things changed a bit more last week, finally at the end of the campaign trail, when Grafton had this to say.
Well, let me just say this about that issue. I think it's one of great concern that we should all be concerned with here, as we're concerned with the issues of the excuse me, campaign here. And it's wonderful we can talk about this in a free and open society, unlike the one found in communistic countries, such as the one that my opponent has consistently aligned himself with.
Well, so it's been that kind of campaign. Grafton, the master of the kidney punch, the below-the-belt jab, and the trunch into the face. His opponent, Jayhawker, the zealous and wall-eyed true believer in a bizarre and anachronistic cause. Truly a slice of Americana here today. Terry?
Well, with 9 precincts reporting, the vote tally is now Jayhawker 320, Grafton 41. As we did mention earlier, however, this should have virtually no bearing on the final outcome of the race, as our Deluxe News computer has predicted success for Wilbur Grafton. Now, this message.
Congressman Wilbur Grafton meets the press. Number 3 in a series.
Sir, Mr. Grafton?
Yes, I'm Brown from the Sun. Congressman Grafton, at 3 a.m. last Tuesday, you were stopped by Capitol Hill Police as you and your partner, who is listed as an interpreter of exotic dances named Rita Ramirez, were doing a cha-cha through a Potomac tidal basin. Now, as you well know, sir, your opponent's been making considerable hay out of this, especially in light of the fact that your face was bloodied and that you appeared, well, sir, to be in what he called an inebriated state.
Thank you. I'm glad you asked me that question. See, it's all just a misunderstanding. See, Miss Ramirez and I were examining the tidal basin for edible sea crustaceans in an effort to discover alternative food sources for the peoples of the world. At one point, I was attacked by a killer shrimp who could only be subdued by being placed in alcohol, some of which unfortunately spilled onto my suit. So you see, it was just a biological field trip. As you are well aware, Miss Ramirez is very interested in biology.
Congressman Wilbur Grafton on November 5th.
Thank you, Mr.
He tells it like it is.
Paid for by private interest groups for Wilbur Grafton.
Well, Terry, we finally got the complete vote tally now, with all 43 precincts reporting. The final tally is Jayhawker 6,386 votes, Grafton 214 votes. However, as we mentioned earlier, Congressman Grafton has been declared a winner by our Paranoid News voter prediction survey, so will be returning to Congress over a more popular but not as lucky opponent, Hugh Finley Jayhawker.
In an interview conducted just before now at his campaign headquarters, Grafton, by the way, has vowed to continue his career of public skullduggery, and in fact, he's vowed to take and we're quoting here, quote, everything that's not nailed down, end quote, in the next 2 years. Grafton certainly is the man who, as he says, tells it like it is. So for Terry Fardresher
and Milton Roundhouse III,
remember the watchword of democracy: don't tread on me. Good night from the entire staff of the Paranoid News.
Well, that just about wraps up another edition of Appliances on Parade. What's in the lineup for next week, Jerry?
Well, Jack, leading off next week is pert and perky starlet Sarah Sue Muskmelon, who's going to drop by to explain how to talk to your houseplants and make them grow.
That'll be interesting. I've never seen a plant yawn before.
She'll also show some clips from her newest film, Lickety Splits, and let me tell you, folks, it doesn't take place on the Bonneville Salt Flats. No, sirree.
Well, in the Power Alley, we've got Mrs. Blanche Rapolsky from the Hooperville Women's Club. And she's going to discuss the plans for the club's semi-annual Jack Linklater Lookalike Contest to raise money for the Keep Crippled Children Out of Sight Foundation.
Well, that's wonderful. You look a little like Jack Linklater, Jerry.
Maybe I'll enter.
And batting cleanup will be author Newton Drysdale. He'll pitch his new holiday gift book, The Erotic Poetry of Edgar Guest.
And finally, rounding out our murderer's row will be Chef Zoltan Nine Fingers Ratskowatsky with his featurette, Budget Bounty. This week, he'll take some crinkle-cut potatoes and try them on for fries. Until then,
let a smile be your umbrella on a cold and rainy day.
When April showers come your way.
Bye now.